What's up, y'all? Okendamas, and I'm here with another Kendama impressions, unboxing kind of. Today's video is really special. It is from Ghost Town, aka Colin, down from Atlanta. We got his first independent drop of Dama stuff. We got this Tama right here with his clear coat called Casper Clear. You guys don't know Ghost Town, Colin, he's one of the coolest guys I've ever met, and he's been doing a lot of artwork, collabing with Kendama USA mostly, and he's done a couple of collabs with Kendama USA with various shapes that they've done. He also sponsors a couple really good players, some to say Kelvin Wong, Aiden Smith, and there's one other one escaping my mind. I'm so sorry, but it'll be right here, that last person. I love you though, you're great. You're sponsored by Ghost Town, you're great, you're cool, you're great, you're great. And overall, Colin's just like a really cool guy. I got to talk to him and chop it up with him at Battle at the Border, and then he said he watched the videos and stuff, and he gifted me this really awesome thing, which is his first independent from Kusa Kendama drop or Tama drop, which is really cool. The art that Colin does is just really awesome. It's so cool. The vibes are kind of like Cuphead-ish, but that's like kind of broad, but just really interesting. Got like a guy drinking something right there, and then we got hands everywhere. We got long hands coming out of the cup. We got, you know, smiley face with the tongue. It's crazy work right there. We got a nice heart coffee cup, and then it's also in like a really clean colorway. It's pink dots on top of this like lavender pink. And then we got some gray, black, and white tracking, which is really nice and really cool. And then obviously the pink tracking right there. And then we also got a Ghost Town logo right there in the bev. So really awesome details in this kendama, in this design, in the bevel, and everything, which is nice. To top it off as well, we got that Casper Clear, which feels really crazy. So off rip, just off the bat, this is a clear that is on top of, I believe, China Clear. I believe it's sticky clear. When we talked about it, it could be rubber clear, but it's already cleared with something, and Colin is clearing on top of it. We did speak a little bit about him doing, you know, a non-cleared version where China sends him the non-cleared Tama, and then he clears over it to see what those results are like. But as of now, that's what we have here. What that's always kind of allowed for, and is not just in Colin's product, is just an uneven surface. So you definitely see texturing and stuff, which isn't a good or bad thing, more of a preference thing, obviously, but you can definitely see the texture of the clear on top of the Tama. And then specifically on some of the darker areas, you feel kind of this like ghosting effect. And that varies between, you know, who's clearing what and what their clear is like. There are some Tamas, which I will not name, or some clears, which I will not name, that make black look white when they ghost over their Tama incorrectly. That's not this right here. This gray still looks pretty gray, and there is some of that clear that you can see that makes it lighter, but not to the point to where it's a different color. So that's really good. Something I just noticed is feeling inside the bevel, he also continued the clear in the bevel. That will obviously come off with play, but I don't think that's a good or bad thing. You'll get a little bit of extra grip on your stalls, which is cool. Let's do a little sound check. I got this Beach Depot can right here. We'll do a little video on that soon, but jeez, you hear that? That is grimy and dirty right there. That is, ooh. Yeah, so it's definitely more of like a rubbery clear. It definitely has that rubber feeling on it. So if you like rubbery clears, that's good. It's definitely uber grippy, and obviously we need to play it more to see how it's gonna break in, which I'm excited for. But yeah, very grippy clear. Enough of me talking. Let me go actually string up that setup I just had, and we'll play it a little bit to give some first impressions. All right, this clear feels good so far. Feels really good, but I honestly, like, we only play it for about 10-20 minutes, right? It was gripping really nicely, going trick to trick. It wasn't gripping super hard, and it didn't feel like I wasn't able to get to the next trick. If you catch, you know, your lunar or your lighthouse a certain way, it will rock because it is just that grippy, but that's expected with clear coats of this nature. Something I will notice is that this is one of those clears you definitely don't want to like really tightly wound your kendama on because it will indent. I can already see some of the sharp cup dings in it, and you can definitely see the layer kind of giving an impression on the clear. It's kind of digging into that, right? Because it is a couple thick layers of this clear on top of something that's already cleared, right? The paint and the clear aren't necessarily adhered to each other, if that makes sense. I'm really curious as to how long it will take for the first bevel chip, because that's the thing with these clears, or if it'll peel, or how it will do that. But we all know that the weakest point is where it's not sealed, right? And that's the bevel. So we'll kind of see how long it takes for that to happen, and then we'll see how bad that first peel or that first chip will impact that. I have a feeling it'll be decent. I'll keep you guys posted on how long it takes for that first peel and how bad that first peel is, or the first chip is. I will have to say the tracking on this thing is really awesome. Ghost Town knows what he's doing with the tracking and his designs. The designs I feel like didn't really get in the way at all. This just area right here is perfect, enough for me to look at when this thing is spinning, which is really, really nice. And then the art, you're just playing a dope dama on top of the good tracking. Like, you really can't go wrong with it, right? Another really, really cool thing about this is that I do think that clear being in the bevel is helping a little bit. Those stalls have a little bit of grip. You can kind of hear it, but yeah, those stalls were definitely gripping a little bit harder on this thing. So yeah, pretty cool. Really excited for Colin to go through different iterations of the the Casper clear, because with these clears, with these homemade clears, the people making them are always making micro changes, and it's always changing, right? This video is a part of that, so we'll see how that input impacts that, and my updated videos impacts that as well. Big props to Colin for doing his own thing, kind of stepping outside of the the Kusa collabs, and doing his own product, and doing his own clear and all that, making his own merch, which is dope. I got his socks. Shout out his socks. It's really awesome, man. Colin, big ups to you, dude. Keep up the good work, and I'm excited to see what other Tamas you drop in the future, man. That's it for me. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe button, hit post notifications so you can be one of the first to watch these videos when they come out, and obviously sharing the video goes a long way for the channel. This is Elijah from Okendamas, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.